Hello and welcome to our millions of viewers here in Nigeria, the continent and all around the world. This is Newsroom series where we bring you stories from across Nigeria. Our focus today is Nigeria's northeast region. But just before we get to stories from the region, the call for deeper inclusive governance as a pathway to national development echoed strongly in the nation's capital, Abuja, as members of civil society groups unveiled a new book on inclusive governance and development. At the event, some participants pressing for legal reforms to encourage greater political participation by women and persons with disabilities, while others emphasized the need for a free, fair and violence-free electoral system as the cornerstone of inclusive governance.
It's a gathering of leaders in Nigeria's civic space for a public lecture and book presentation on inclusive governance and development in Nigeria. Inclusive governance in Nigeria aims to ensure meaningful participation and policy influence for all citizens, including women, youth, and people with disabilities, but faces significant challenges due to underrepresentation and weak implementation of policies like the National Gender Policy. The challenges of inclusive governance in Nigeria include underrepresentation of women, youth exclusion, limited disability representation, weak policy implementation, skewed party practices, among others.
In Nigeria, inclusive governance faces precarious conditions marked by limited participation of marginalized groups, particularly women, youths, and people with disabilities, in economic, social, and mainly political processes. Nigeria's political landscape is often described as patriarchal, with deeply ingrained biases against women's leadership abilities.
As our country grapples with the complex socio-political and economic challenges, this year's focus on ideology and the quest for inclusive governance in Nigeria brings to the fore the critical role that shared values and principles play in shaping an equitable society.
The book, Inclusive Governance and Development in Nigeria, is then unveiled. The book outlines steps that can be taken to deepen inclusivity in Nigeria's political space.
There are a lot of things we can do to promote inclusive governance. The first and probably the most important is to have free, fair, credible, and violence-free elections. If we have free, fair, credible, and violence-free elections, more women will participate.
President Buhari's passing of the Not Too Young to Run bill is revolutionary. The same President Muhammadu Buhari signed the Disability Act that makes it compulsory, for people living with disabilities to assert their rights, not as a token, but as a matter of right. So we are making progress, but there is a lot more work to do. Like I said, it is not a 100 meters dash; it is a marathon.
The conversation here is coming at a time when the National Assembly is considering a bill for special seats, which is expected to improve inclusive governance and political representation. The consensus here is that more needs to be done to improve inclusive governance.
Well, let's bring you stories now from across the northeast region. Residents of the Mambila Plateau in Sarudauna local government area of Taraba State are raising concerns over the worsening conditions of the only road linking the area to other parts of that state. They say the dilapidated road has made movement difficult and continues to affect their daily lives. The community is calling on both the Taraba state and federal governments to urgently fix the 95 billion naira road project first awarded during the administration of late President Muhammadu Buhari.
This is the only road leading to the Mambila Plateau. It is in a terrible condition after years of neglect and heavy downpour. The journey from Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, to Gembu, headquarters of Sardauna local government area, normally takes between 9 and 11 hours. But with the road in this state, travelers now spend days trying to escape the slippery, muddy stretch. The area shares a boundary with Cameroon and is rich in tourism and mineral deposits.
For 10 to 15 days now, we have been here helping to push out vehicles stuck in the mud. What the road needs as palliative is simple: evacuate the mud, put gravels, and during the dry season, carry out proper reconstruction. The government must act urgently.
In June 2022, the federal government awarded the construction of the Bali-Seti-Gembu Road to SCC Nigeria Limited under the NNPC Road Infrastructure Tax Credit Scheme. The project was valued at 95.2 billion naira with a 24-month completion timeline. 3 years later, the project is 14 months behind schedule. Residents under the Fixed Gembu Road movement are calling for urgent intervention from the federal government and their representatives.
The road remains in a deplorable state. This delay has deepened suffering, crippled economic activities, hindered healthcare delivery, and disrupted education. The people of Mambila Plateau have been left to bear the consequences of broken promises and travel 2 days from Jalingo to Gembu.
Taraba State Governor Agbo Kefas, during a visit to a road construction site linking Nigeria and Cameroon, expressed confidence that President Bola Tinubu will soon fix the road.
The reason why we are behind is because we are not united. We are always fighting unnecessary fights, claiming unnecessary things that does not even belong to any of us. And all these things boils down to leadership. The reason why I align with Mr. President is because of the positive impact of some of the policies that we might not see the result now, but in the near future, we're able to see it. And this is our generation. We need to work with leadership so that we can achieve something for our people.
The state government remains committed to addressing infrastructure challenges and will continue to work with the federal government where necessary.
A Chinese company is proposing to construct one of its largest industrial parks in Bauchi State. The ambitious project we hear is described as one of the company's largest investments in the continent. And during a high-level meeting with Governor Bala Mohammed, the company unveiled plans for a 100 square kilometer petrochemical industrial park expected to generate more than 150,000 jobs. The governor also stressing the need to follow due process since the proposed sector falls under the federal government's exclusive legislative list. Our correspondent Hajara Aliyu reports.
A Chinese firm in collaboration with Bauchi State Government is set to build a $2.1 billion industrial park that will include residential areas, schools, hospitals, shopping malls, chemical zones, a water plant, a gas plant, and other key infrastructure. As part of this plan, the state government welcomes a delegation from China Energy Group to explore possible investments in the project and in the state's growing oil and gas sector. Speaking through an interpreter, the leader of the Chinese delegation, Sun Jinchen, explains the scope of the project.
The proposed petrochemical city will be developed in 3 phases, with the potential to create 150,000 direct and indirect jobs.
The proposed petrochemical city will be developed in 3 phases, with the potential to create 150,000 direct and indirect jobs. Governor Bala Mohammed welcomes the proposal and highlights its economic potential for Bauchi State.
In Bauchi, we have really come with a package that will include subsidy for the investors, but at the same time request humbly
for the state government to be part of the equity structure of any investment, so that at the end of the day we will get revenue, as you mentioned, and we will get employment at a level that will not interfere with the running of the day-to-day business of the companies, and at the same time ensuring us that you have level playing field, acquire land quickly in terms of land registration or access, and getting approvals on certain aspects that are beyond us.
To demonstrate commitment, the governor grants the group a 6-month window to prove their seriousness and begin initial groundwork. Hajar Ali, Channels Television News.
More stories for you now. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is warning petroleum marketers in Adamawa State against shady practices that aid fuel smuggling and make products available to Boko Haram insurgents. Despite the efforts made by the Nigeria Customs Service and other security agencies, the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority is revealing that smuggling across borders continue, with some supplies ending up in the hands of insurgents. While speaking to journalists after the meeting, the NMDPRA state coordinator in Yola State stresses that there are legal channels for countries to purchase petroleum products from Nigeria. He also describes marketers who aid smugglers as economic saboteurs.
We regulate the industry, oil and gas industry. So in these regulations, we may have some successes and challenges. So these challenges overweight the successes sometimes. When you are doing, you know, our people, when you are doing the right thing here, somebody will come and do the wrong thing. So in the process, we said, okay, let us use this opportunity for stakeholders engagement to recognize some of our best retail outlet in the state. Every day we conducted what we call surveillance. Surveillance means we go out secretly, sometimes you don't know that we are coming to see what you are doing, because we are mandated to ensure that your operation is according to the rules. So we don't want somebody to go out of operate outside of the rules. So in that process, we recognize 3 of our marketers. One from NNPC retail outlets affiliated, that's Madagali Oil. The second one is Pahimta Oil and Gas. The third one is Mekadri Oil and Gas. So these marketers, they perform extremely well in their operations. Their pumps, anytime we visited their filling stations, they dispense accurate forms. I call their attention that we will not tolerate smuggling of Nigerian product to neighboring countries.
Through the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, the federal government is urging Nigerians to patronize made-in-Nigeria goods. The call is aimed at encouraging local manufacturers, boosting the nation's economy and creating jobs. NASENI consultant Dr. Saleh Adamu made this appeal during a strategic focus group meeting on made-in-Nigeria products with local manufacturers in Damaturu, the Yobe state capital.
Patronage of made-in-Nigerian products over the years has slowed down local industries, forcing many to shut down and weakening the country's economy. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, meets with local manufacturers in Yobe State to discuss how to strengthen production and boost acceptance of indigenous products.
We are here on a strategic focus group discussion meeting on made-in-Nigeria products. And this is really a very great opportunity which the Chief Executive Officer and Vice Chairman of NASENI, Mr. Khalid Suleiman Khalid, is trying to promote the agency. From our experiences today, we have seen that much Nigerians are not even aware of why Neseni exists. We have gone many, many states, and the first question we always ask participants is, do they know Neseni? And I'm telling you that close to 90% of the participants are not really aware of Neseni exists. So this initiative is indeed a very good one.
Some stakeholders welcomed the move by the federal government, saying it will create jobs for citizens and provide opportunities for students in tertiary institutions.
It is important in the sense that it aims at promoting made in Nigerian products, and I believe when you have the raw materials, you have the labor, and you have the market, what is the point of going out and buying from somebody? You just produce it in your locality. And by producing it in your locality, you have provided your populace with a job. The market is there. Then you have nothing to wait for.
This move is very, very impressive. Honestly, apart from showcasing the products from Neseni, it has already, let's say, boosted, or would I say it's boosting the morale for so many, especially the stakeholders here that are participating in the workshop to go for the made in Nigerian products. And from my own sector, the education sector, I must say I've seen so many prospects for my students as in job opportunities after school, and even for especially the ICT centers in my school to purchase some of these products for their use.
Local manufacturers, however, appeal for federal government support. They say lack of capital and low patronage remain major challenges to made in Nigeria products.
These made in Nigeria products, they are very good, durable, and quality, and has the quality. But our major problem is that people are not patronizing made in Nigeria products. That's why we are having so many problems and the challenges. And still we are calling the attention of all the other organizations to come to our aid and give us support, so that we can boost our own company in order to boost our capacity.
The Neseni team showcases Nigerian-made products including charcoal stoves, televisions, refrigerators, and a petrol/electric four-wheel drive vehicle currently available in the Nigerian market.
In a related developments, President Bola Tinubu's Nigeria First policy of May 2025, which bans MDAs from buying foreign goods that can be sourced locally, is opening fresh opportunities for made-in-Nigeria products. And that's why economic experts say the policy is set to boost Nigeria's local market and drive industrial growth. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure is now stepping up supports for local content in Gombe State.
Available reports show that Nigeria spends over 15 trillion naira on imports in the first quarter of 2025. Of this figure, about 1.68 trillion naira goes into the importation of food and beverages. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure holds a strategic focus group meeting in Gombe State, which comprises of industrialists and innovators, in order to celebrate achievements, share ideas, and tackle common challenges in promoting made-in-Nigeria goods. As Nigeria strengthens its position among industrialized nations in Africa and the world, the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI, highlights opportunities for made-in-Nigeria products in the global market.
Today's meeting is all about creating an avenue where we can improve the production of made-in-Nigeria products, gets to see the challenges of producers of made-in-Nigeria products, and at the same time try to create a market opportunities where these products can be sold. In Gombe here, we've been able to gather key stakeholders, people from the academy, people from the manufacturers, and the general consumers, so that all of us can put heads together to see what are these inherent challenges that stop people from patronizing made-in-Nigeria products. And definitely from what you have seen, the caliber of people and the discussion that is going on, there's great indication that every Nigerian now really wants to change his thinking and see how he can start to patronize made in Nigeria products.
Some local industrialists express confidence in a breakthrough.
With this interactive section, it's an opportunity for me to take the advantage of this program and leverage on it, because a lot of opportunities are there for SMSC, a lot of opportunities are there for entrepreneurs like me, and potentially I want to go global because my product is export readiness. So all I need from government is to make the policy for entrepreneur, smoother for us because of certification. Certification is one of the challenges we are having. If you take your product to NAFDAC or SON, they'll start scrutinizing, and it's discouraging entrepreneurs. So our government should come down to our level in such a way that we know that they cannot compromise the standard, but then they should make the process seamless for us so that we can go global.
Honestly, many things happen today. Historic things have happened today in respect to Nestle. Made in Nigeria, something that we have been longing for, and it has come to. Today we were able to have things. Honestly, it's a great achievement in Gombe State in respect to Made in Nigeria, and we will make sure that we promote this program in the state by God's willing. This car and laptops, so many things, and we want to promote such things because by so doing, honestly, we will no longer go to any other countries and buy things, but we will make sure that we promote our products that we are having in Nigeria.
As Naseni continues to drive the science, production, and marketing of Made in Nigeria products worldwide, Nigerians are urged to change their mindset and embrace locally produced goods.
We're back to Yobe, where the state government says it is partnering with the federal government through the National Directorate of Employment to train unemployed youths so they can become self-reliant. Professor Mohammed Bello Kawia, the Commissioner for Higher Education, disclosed this at the official flag-off of training for 1,104 successful applicants under the second phase of the Renewed Hope Employment Initiative in Damaturu.
It's a very commendable effort, and then the federal government need to be commended for the Renewed Hope initiative, especially in regards to youth empowerment and self-reliance. And here in Yobe, you can see that when the portal was opened, the response from our youth was very impressive. And actually, the program was in tandem with the program of our government under the leadership of His Excellency Honorable Malabuni, where youth empowerment, job creation, and self-reliance take center stage in what the government is doing under the leadership of the governor. The initial target nationwide is 21,000 plus, less than 22,000. And Yobe was allocated 1,104. But looking at the response we had from Yobe State, I think the government under the leadership of His Excellency will engage the top leadership of NDE, and I believe more opportunities will be given to Yobe to take advantage of this opportunity of empowering our youth.
Yobe State is ranked 4th among states with the highest number of applicants, with over 19,000 youths applying online. Out of this number, only 1,104 were shortlisted to benefit from the program.
The program is intending to train 1,104 Yobe residents, because this program is nationwide. Those that are living in Yobe are those that will be trained in Yobe. Even they are Yobians, if they are not in Yobe, they will be trained somewhere else. So the training is going to take place under 4 program departments, under various streams, in various trades. We are praying for them to pay attention and achieve the aim given.
Well, that story in Yobe State does it for us on this edition of the program, and indeed for the week. Thanks indeed for watching. On behalf of the production team and everyone here, have a great weekend. I'm Kelly Egiga.